Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to make some corrections to my video by Slay and Shade on Nick Snider, the viewer's voice. I feel like if you're gonna say some things in a video and then you find out more things or that you were wrong about stuff, the only way to really justify that is to also do a video on it, not just a tweet or, something like that. So in my video on Nick, I had mentioned that I had hoped that the relapse and like addiction issues weren't being used as an excuse, and that those things really did happen. I was flooded with some DMs about some very interesting but also private things. I don't know if Nick consented to these people telling me these things, but pretty intimate details that mostly all included behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, this was going on or that was going on. And since I haven't heard Nick personally say a lot of this stuff out loud, I don't feel comfortable sharing it, honestly. I didn't even feel comfortable having it shared with me. I know why they shared it with me, because they wanted me to know the full scope of everything that had been going on. A lot of those details I wouldn't be able to know because I'm not friends with Nick. So I would have no way of knowing some of those things. And now knowing those things, I do want to apologize to Nick and his fans for not really believing him at first, and for not knowing about the lab results he posted. Where I come from with a Slay and Shade is there's a lot going on with a creator, and I stop liking them, or they're kind of problematic. I hate that word, but to me, like, there's tweets that I'm just like, what is going on? And I stop watching them. I stop paying attention to them. I stop giving them the views. So some things I wouldn't know because I hadn't been watching him. But when it came to something like the relapse and like these lab results, you guys were right. I could have just looked it up. I did see some smaller channels once I looked it up talk about it, and kind of there were a couple threads that weren't really believing those lab results. They looked authentic to me, I'm just saying. And so I apologize for that. I don't want to say I'm glad, because I'm not glad that that happened to him, but for me speculating on that, and especially such a serious issue, without doing more research, that's on me. And that's why I'm saying, like, when I do a Slay and Shade, I've stopped paying attention to them. But from now on, I'm going to do more research, because if I'm going to talk about something like that, it would have been nice for me to know that he had posted those lab results. The last time I had looked at his Twitter, it had been on private. So, you guys were right. I should have done more research. So I do apologize for that, and I really hope that he is doing well and recovering well. I also wanted to say that that changes. Now, I know that he posted those results likely because a lot of people also didn't believe him. And it's kind of sad, because you get to this point where we trust you and we love your content and we connect to you. And then things get to a point of being messy where people don't even believe something like that, where you have to prove those things. And I think it's really sad, I also, it also, it changes my perspective on him in that sense. It doesn't change the way I feel about his recent behavior. His tweets, after my video came out, he had tweeted, before people start like assuming and comments on videos, I paid $2,000 for Birkin and I do it again. But the way that he like worded it, and it's just like a flex. It felt like a flex in a tweet about an animal, about a beautiful being, and like it was some fashion accessory, like you were bragging about a purse or something. And that just really irks me. I am all about rescue animals. I am all about, animals going to good homes and not being accessories. So it felt like that kind of proved my point, because he had to post about how much he spent on his dog. Meanwhile, you could go to a shelter, breed specific shelter, since those dogs especially are overbred and that causes some health issues. And you could have donated like $100 to get a rescue dog and maybe donated the rest of that money to the shelter. You know what I mean? So I still feel the same way I do. I hope that he's taking very good care of Birkin. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, that tweet just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, and his sniff sniff tweet and all that stuff. I still feel the same way about that behavior, because I just find it messy. And then there's always a video like drama, and I mean, you can't complain about being in drama if like you kind of started, or you're tweeting and deleting things that some people could really take offense to, or that are insensitive and act like people don't know what sarcasm is. But sarcasm tends to have a humorous undertone to it, and some things just aren't funny. So I don't know. I did get a couple DMs and I believe a couple comments on that video that were like, you shouldn't do videos on somebody that you don't know. But like, that's what all of us do. We don't know Jaclyn Hill personally, we don't know Manny MUA personally, we don't know Jeffree Star personally, most of us. So I kind of didn't understand that. I'm like, but you watch Nick, so, he doesn't know every single person personally that he talks about. So that was kind of weird. But I do intend on being more informed myself and less ignorant on especially like serious issues. And like I said, I don't feel comfortable sharing a lot of these details that people shared with me. Maybe he gave them the okay to do that so that I knew. I'm not really sure. So, those things are going to stay with me, because that's not my story to tell. And it also came to my attention that Petty Paige had done a live where she apologized to a lot of people. And I didn't know about the live. I haven't, if a lot of you guys that know me, like personally, know that I take care of my dad. A lot of the times I don't have time to go into lives. And if somebody hasn't like posted it, I normally won't see it. Regardless of her apology, which yay for accountability, I'm glad, but she apologized to mostly everybody. It still doesn't change the way I felt about how she came back around the time she had a collab and something to sell. And like I said in my video, I have loved Paige for so long. It doesn't mean that I hate her. It doesn't even mean that I hate Nick. I don't hate anybody. It's just the things, like observations from the point of view as a viewer of these channels, of these creators that I've loved, for so long, and just some issues I see with it, And so, to the Nick stans, even the ones that called me really nasty names, which weren't really a lot, I apologize to you guys for not knowing about the lab results, and thank you guys for all the comments. Even negative comments or positive in the way that you learn from them, keeps you self-aware, and you learn from them. So I welcome all criticism. And so to Nick, if you come across this, I'm sorry that I doubted the relapse story and the way that it happened, and not knowing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And so I do apologize for that. And please take very good care of Birkin, please, because us animal lovers just want Birkin to be good. Thank you guys for watching and for correcting me and for commenting on that video and everything like that. And I'll see you guys in the next video where hopefully I'm not quite as sick. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Love and hugs. Bye.